I'm Evan. We're so glad you're here today. Because this one, it's personal.
Yeah, let's be honest. We live in a world that loves fast results. Change your life in 30 days. Wake up at 5 a.m. Master a new language in 1 month. It's everywhere. And at first it sounds inspiring. But when you try to keep up with that kind of pressure,
You crash. I've done it. So many times. I'd make a big goal, miss one day, and suddenly think, ugh, I failed again. And then the cycle starts. Guilt, overthinking, and telling myself, maybe I'm just not disciplined enough.
I've been there too. And I used to think something was wrong with me. Like, why couldn't I stick to my own plans? I thought I lacked willpower or motivation. But now I know it wasn't me. It was the method.
Yes, because discipline doesn't have to feel like punishment. It's not about pushing yourself to extremes. It's about creating small, sustainable habits. Things you can actually keep doing, even on a bad day.
And that's what this episode is really about: how we can build real discipline without burning out. We'll share 5 micro habits that helped us stay consistent, even when life got messy, stressful, or unpredictable.
These habits are simple, almost too simple. But they're powerful because they're doable. And when something is doable, you keep doing it. And when you keep doing it, that's where change happens.
So while we talk, think about this. What's one small thing you can do every day, even when you're not feeling your best? That one habit could be the start of everything.
Oh, and a little later in the episode, we'll also be joined by Crystal for her vocabulary breakdown. She'll explain the natural English words and phrases from today's episode. So if you're learning English, you'll get even more out of it.
And if you want to go deeper, we've also created a free downloadable PDF with all the vocabulary, reflection prompts, and mini comprehension and grammar exercises. You'll find the link in the episode description.
All right, ready to take the pressure off and build discipline in a new way?
Let's dive into it. Here's the first micro habit that changed everything. For years, I thought discipline meant going big. If I wanted to be consistent, I had to push hard. So I made these huge promises to myself. I'll write for 2 hours every day, or I'll go to the gym 5 times a week. And each time I couldn't keep up, I felt like I had failed. I didn't just break a routine, I broke my trust in myself. And then I heard something that shifted everything. Make the habit so small, it's impossible to fail. I didn't really get it at first, but one day I told myself, don't write 2 pages, just write 1 sentence. And I did. That day, I wrote 1. The next day, I wrote 3. And slowly, it became part of my rhythm.
Yeah, I've had a similar moment with exercise. I used to think, if I don't work out for 45 minutes, it's not even worth it. But when I shrunk the habit, like literally, just stretch for 2 minutes, it removed all that pressure. No guilt, no failure. And the wild thing is, once I started, I usually kept going. That's the secret. Action creates momentum.
Exactly. Shrinking the habit isn't about lowering your ambition, it's about lowering the barrier. When something feels light and doable, it becomes easier to start. And once you start, you realize you're not lazy, you're just tired of carrying too much.
So if you're struggling with consistency right now, don't try to do more. Try to do less. Make it ridiculously easy. 1 push-up, 1 new English word, 1 deep breath before you check your phone. That's where real change begins.
So once I got into the habit of showing up, even just a little bit each day, something surprising started happening. I became more aware of how I talked to myself and how often I apologized, even when I'd done nothing wrong. I used to say, sorry for everything. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I talk too much. Sorry for asking again. I thought I was being polite, but what I was really doing was shrinking myself. I was sending myself, and everyone else, the message that I was somehow in the way.
That hits. I used to say sorry in work emails, even when it wasn't necessary, like, sorry to bother you, or sorry for the late reply, even if it was just 1 hour late. And over time, that language made me feel smaller, like I had to apologize for existing.
Then someone told me, don't say sorry, say thank you. So instead of sorry I'm late, now I say, thank you for waiting. Instead of sorry I'm talking too much, I say, thank you for listening. It doesn't just sound better, it feels better. It shifts the energy, from guilt to gratitude.
It's a tiny change that builds a very different mindset. And honestly, it helps your English sound more confident and natural too. These kinds of real kind phrases, they're what make communication feel human.
So here's the micro habit. Pay attention to your automatic apologies and gently replace them with thanks. It builds self-respect, and people will feel that energy from you.
And here's the beautiful thing. Once you stop shrinking yourself, once you stop apologizing for taking space, you start to feel more present, more alive. You begin to notice what's already good around you. And when you do, you realize maybe life doesn't always need fixing. Maybe it just needs noticing.
That's exactly what happened to me. I remember this one evening, I was walking home, headphones in, tired from the day, and the sunlight hit just right. That soft, golden glow, the kind that feels warm even on a cool day. And without thinking, I stopped. And this thought floated up. If this isn't life, I don't know what is. Ever since then, it became a quiet habit. When my coffee tastes just right, when I hear birds while waiting at a traffic light, when the world is chaotic, but for a few seconds, I feel okay. I pause and say it, out loud or just in my head. If this isn't life, I don't know what is.
And I love that so much, because we live in a world that makes us think meaning only exists in big achievements. But it's the little things that stick. That 5-second pause, that first deep breath in the morning, that song that hits you right in the chest.
And for people who are trying to be more disciplined, I'll say this. Don't just track how many habits you complete. Track how many moments you truly lived. Because discipline isn't just about doing. It's about feeling grounded in your life.
So here's the habit. The next time something small feels good, even for 5 seconds, pause and say that line. Say it until your mind learns how to slow down and feel again. Because maybe this is life. Maybe this small, ordinary moment is exactly what we've been rushing past.
You know what's funny? Once I started noticing the good, those little joys, I also started noticing something else. The things that pull me away from that peace. And the biggest one?
Stress.
Yeah. It creeps in so quietly sometimes. A tight chest, a racing thought, and suddenly the calm is gone. I used to think stress meant I was doing something wrong, but now I see it differently. For the longest time, I thought stress was the enemy. I'd think, why am I like this? Why can't I stay calm like other people? But then I heard this idea that completely flipped the script. It's not stress itself that hurts us. It's how we think about stress that does.
Exactly. I remember this study where students were told, hey, your nervous energy, that fast heartbeat, that's just your body getting ready to perform. And when they believed that, their performance actually improved. It's wild.
Ever since I heard that, I've started changing how I talk to myself when I feel stress coming on. Instead of, ugh, I need to calm down, I say, my body is getting ready for something important. Instead of, I hate this feeling, I say, this means I care.
And that tiny mental shift, it's powerful because when you stop seeing stress as danger, you stop trying to escape it. You use it. You channel it.
So here's the micro habit. Don't push stress away right away. Pause. Reframe it. Ask, what's this stress actually trying to tell me? Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's growth. Maybe it's fear that needs to be heard, not silenced.
And that pause, the one where you choose how to respond to stress instead of reacting, that pause, it shows up in other places too. In conversations, in tough decisions, in everyday moments when something pushes your buttons.
And that brings us to one last habit, the one that made me more patient, more calm, and honestly, more proud of how I carry myself. I used to be quick with words, too quick. Someone would say something, and I'd snap back without thinking. Or I'd get an email that upset me, and boom, instant reply. And I'd regret it almost every time.
Yeah, I've had that too. That urgency to respond right away. It always felt like control. But now I realize true control is in the pause.
So now, I've built a habit. When something triggers me, I give myself permission to wait. I say, let me get back to you. Or I just take a deep breath and sit with the feeling.
That pause doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Because when you respond instead of react, you stay aligned with the kind of person you want to be. Calm, thoughtful, grounded.
So here's the habit. Build a gap between the trigger and your response. Even a few seconds is enough. That small space, it protects your relationships, your peace, and your future self.
And the best part is, it's trainable. Like a muscle. Every time you choose to pause, you're building emotional discipline. And that, to me, is real strength.
I love that. And if you've made it this far, thank you for staying with us. We know today's episode was more personal, more reflective, but we hope it gave you some peace and permission to go gently.
And of course, now it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. Let's slow down even more and break down some of the beautiful words and phrases we use today.
That's right. It's time for Crystal's vocabulary breakdown. Whether you're learning English or just love words with heart, Crystal's here to walk you through them.
Take it away, Crystal.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Evan. And hello again, lovely listeners. It's Crystal here, and I'm so glad you're still with us. Let's take a quiet moment to explore some of the words and expressions you heard in today's episode. As always, I'll go slow, so you can follow, repeat, and even whisper them back if you'd like. Let's start with a feeling many of us know. Lack. To lack something means you don't have enough of it, like motivation, time, or focus. Example. I used to think I lacked discipline. Say it with me gently. I used to think I lacked discipline. It's okay to feel that way. It's not forever. Now a word that speaks to strength. Willpower. Willpower is your inner ability to do something hard, especially when you don't feel like it. Example. She had the willpower to study every night. Let's say it together now. She had the willpower to study every night. That's strength in quiet action. Now this one's about imbalance. Extremes. Extremes are the far ends, doing too much or not enough. We lose rhythm when we live there. Example. I always jumped between extremes, all or nothing. Say it slowly with me. I always jumped between extremes, all or nothing. Balance is where the magic is. Now here's a powerful phrase we've all felt. Burn out. To burn out means to be so exhausted, mentally or emotionally, that you feel empty. Example, if you never rest, you'll burn out. Whisper it with me now. If you never rest, you'll burn out. Rest isn't weakness, it's fuel. Let's bring in something steady, consistent. Being consistent means showing up again and again, even in small ways. Example, small steps every day helped me stay consistent. Your turn now. Small steps every day helped me stay consistent. Consistency isn't loud, it's loyal. Now something many of us are used to dealing with. Unpredictable. When something is unpredictable, it keeps changing. You never know what's coming next. Example, my schedule is so unpredictable lately. Say it softly. My schedule is so unpredictable lately. That's why we build habits that survive the chaos. Now, let's choose something that feels possible. Doable. If something is doable, it's small enough to try. Achievable, not overwhelming. Example, reading 1 page a day feels doable. Repeat with me. Reading 1 page a day feels doable. Small is smart. Now a word that means movement, even when slow. Momentum. Momentum is the forward energy you feel after starting. One small win leads to another. Example, once I started, I built momentum and kept going. Say this one out loud. Once I started, I built momentum and kept going. Every beginning matters. Now let's explore a word that sounds silly, but teaches something real. Ridiculous. Ridiculous means silly or funny, sometimes in a way that feels too small to matter, but still works. Example, I made the habit so small it felt ridiculous, but it worked. Say it with me now. I made the habit so small it felt ridiculous, but it worked. Silly can be smart too. Now something heavier. Guilt. Guilt is the heavy feeling we carry when we believe we've done something wrong, even if we haven't. Example, I used to feel guilt for resting, even when I needed it. Let's try this one together. I used to feel guilt for resting, even when I needed it. Let that one go. You're allowed to rest. Now let's shift the feeling to something lighter. Gratitude. Gratitude is feeling thankful for something, even something small. Example, saying thank you instead of sorry helped me build gratitude. Repeat with warmth. Saying thank you instead of sorry helped me build gratitude. Thankfulness turns pressure into peace. Now something quiet that often sneaks up on us. Creep in. When something creeps in, it enters slowly, often without you realizing right away. Example, stress would creep in without warning. Say it softly now. Stress would creep in without warning. Notice it, name it, let it pass. And finally, a phrase that describes how quickly emotions can rise. Push someone's buttons. If someone pushes your buttons, they say or do something that instantly makes you feel upset. Example, he really knows how to push my buttons when I'm tired. Try it with me. He really knows how to push my buttons when I'm tired. Take a breath before the reaction. The pause is your power. That's all for today, my friend. Choose just one word from this list and let it sit with you today. Whisper it, write it, use it with care. I'll be here again next time. Until then, thank you for learning gently.
Thank you, Crystal. That was lovely, as always.
Yeah, so calming. I hope you listening out there feel a little lighter now.
If today's episode helped you, maybe share it with a friend. And don't forget to grab the free PDF in the description.
Until next time, take care of yourself and keep learning gently.
See you soon.
Your progress doesn't end here. To To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.